Our top story, President Biden hosted a Zoom summit of world leaders to discuss climate change, violating his solemn presidential oath to focus on daily frivolous bullshit.
The signs are unmistakable. The science is undeniable. And the cost of inaction keeps mounting.
Our president is pandering to the fringe interest group of human civilization. Sorry, but what's the play here, Joe? Congressman, can you assure our coal lobbyist viewers that Joe Biden has not lost his mind?
Joe Biden has been very, very on point with his science-based approach to making sure that we tackle climate change. I mean, we joined the Paris Climate Agreement. We're leaders now in his pledge to reduce emissions by 50% by 2030. And so we're leading the way again.
I just found out this morning about the concept of future generations. Apparently, there's more people after you die?
I'm pretty sure only I exist. When I cover my eyes, you all disappear, right?
Oh, we're still here.
Wait, what is that? A voice in my head?
What's clearly happening is politicians are receiving shady donations from the future. The only way to stop it is to kill every butterfly and hope the effect wipes out all future donor bundlers.
Hey, look who's back! What'd you bring me?
We turn now to the killing of 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant, who was fatally shot by police during an altercation captured on body cam. Upon arriving on scene, the police officer attempted to de-escalate the situation by introducing life and death stakes. This raises the question whether cops can be trained to approach a black teen with a knife with the same gentle finesse they use on a man mowing down bystanders with an AR-15. Congressman, is this going to set back the nationwide police reform that the Chauvin guilty verdict took care of?
No, look, we have identified and seen young black men and women being killed at the hands of police while they've been unarmed. In this case, she had a knife. However, a taser or any other method of subduing the person would have been much better than killing this individual on the spot.
Is this situation terrible? Yes. Is modern policing about declaring a winner in disputes under penalty of death? Apparently.
Now moving on, George W. Bush is continuing to whitewash his career with various shades of oil paints, stopping by the Today Show to promote his new book featuring his paintings of immigrants. Anchor Hoda Kotb asked about the January 6th insurrection, and the president had this to say.
What's really troubling is how much misinformation there is and the capacity of people to spread all kinds of untruth.
He does harken back to a simpler time when Iraq's weapons of mass destruction were the only untruth in town, and you had to tune into a TV or read a print newspaper to get it. Congressman, what can the federal government do to regain its monopoly on lying for political gain?
It's more to ensure that dangerous conspiracy theories do not influence a mob mentality and augment violence in our society.
Still thinking about George W. Bush. I must have missed the memo that as long as you kill less than 1 million people, you can still get a Today Show booking.
Moving on to the fight for D.C. statehood, Democrats are bringing in the man whose name strikes vague recognition in the hearts and minds of every American, a close ally of President Joe Biden, who is spearheading the statehood bill in the Senate, told Forbes Joe Lieberman will reach out to undecided Democrats and Republicans to persuade them to vote for the bill. This is happening, people. Stay calm. Troy, put a sock in your mouth.
Hey, don't worry, Tori. My tongue is so calloused, I can chew it like a wheel of bubble yum.
To get everyone psyched up for what is a foregone conclusion, the Democrats released this.
For 231 years, Washington, D.C. was just a city. But then the Democrats called in former Senator and losing VP candidate Joe Lieberman for one last job: to convince Republicans, most of whom he's never met, to vote against their own interests. And he can be very persuasive.
I still believe very strongly that going into Iraq was the right thing to do.
Joe Lieberman, D.C. statehood, coming soon.
Congressman, are you worried Lieberman will overshoot here and make D.C. into its own Earth-sized planet?
Lieberman has definitely a lot of talent. I'm not sure he has that much talent, but I can tell you the people of D.C. need representation. Currently, they have taxation without representation. They have a larger population than 2 states, Wyoming and Vermont. They pay the highest federal taxes per capita than any state. We are the only democracy in the world whose capital population do not have representation in Congress, and that needs to end.
Lieberman gets to create a new state and hire Mark Halperin at No Labels in the same week? My God, he's the most powerful man in the country.
Moving on, it's time to celebrate the people who see their constituents as sentient speed bumps. We're talking Beltway gossip. Hey, listen to this. I saw New York City mayoral candidate Andrew Yang attempting to performatively hail a taxi in front of his constituents while standing on the F-train platform.
Wow. I was walking through Foggy Bottom and saw Kevin McCarthy telling his kids he can't take them to the baseball game tonight because of Maxine Waters' rhetoric.
Oh.
I had just gotten out of brunch at Le Diplomat when I saw Kirsten Sinema taking a shit on a homeless person while wearing a "You Deserve This" shirt from Hot Topic.
Oh, no,
Hot
you didn't.
stuff.
Word is, after Ted Cruz saw Kirsten Sinema hide her voting record behind a Manic Pixie Dream Girl attitude, he was seen on his way to introduce an anti-trans bill while carrying a gramophone and walking a pet fox. Congressman, any hot goss you want to share? Is it true Steny Hoyer goes balls out at Coachella every year?
So usually I have worked in the emergency department, and he has not gone to the extreme where he's coming dehydrated with dilated pupils, sucking on a lollipop into the emergency department during the Coachella Festival. It's in my district, and I completely encourage people to go once we're back post-pandemic.
We'll be in your emergency room any day now.